Alright, we are live. We are covering a severe weather outbreak across the Midwest once again. This one is just a little bit farther to the west. We got a tornado warning already in effect for portions of Ottumwa, Iowa, with a large hail core on this one. This one is warned for a obviously tornado warning and $half sized hail. And we've got a large hail core on the northern side of the storm, and we've got rotation on the southeastern part of the storm. The rotation would be found just around Ottawa. And let's see. No debris signature, which is a good thing with this storm just yet, so that's a good thing. Excuse me. Multiple severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect for this entire line of thunderstorms. The one near Albia is warned for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and small hail. The one down here located near Centerville is also warned for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and small hail. And then we have two down here near Seymour that are warned for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and small hail. Quarter-sized hail, and then another one warned near Unionville for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and ping pong ball sized hail. So yeah, make sure you're in your safe place or seek shelter immediately. We do have an area of a flood, a concern for flooding. Prolonged thunderstorms over this area could cause, and excessive rainfall could cause some flooding in this area, so that would be something to watch. The main tornado warning we were watching right now, we were meant to be live at around 6 p.m., but first tornado warning of the day is right here. It still looks to me like it's more of there is rotation. I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, now we have strong rotation. That's not a good sign. If you're near Compatine or anything like that, make sure to seek shelter immediately within as low as part of your home or building, as we likely could potentially have a tornado on the ground. This looks like a debris signature. It is still radar indicated, however, these storm chasers seem to be going away from it, which is interesting. We also have this tornado watch that is in effect for portions of northwestern portions of Illinois, southern, southwestern portions of Wisconsin, southeastern portions of Iowa, and northeastern portions of Missouri. This line of thunderstorms we should see. Oh, okay. We have a bow echoing segment happening here in Centerville for strong winds. I would not be surprised if this gets upgraded. I'll see if we have any rotation within any of these cells. Does not look like we have much rotation. There could be some broad rotation on the kind of gust front of this storm, really. But it looks like mostly alright. We have a new tornado warning that just got issued for Richland, and this one, oh wow, okay, is radar indicated once again. This is for lime-sized hail. This is just an extension from the original tornado warning itself. Rotation remains strong. We are looking at winds, both potential for a weak tornado. There is potential for a weak tornado. This is moving to the northeast. If you're in this warning, seek shelter immediately where the lowest part of your home or building. We are likely to see a corridor, basically, whoops, sorry about that, a corridor right in here of potentially dangerous thunderstorms. So yeah, while that's the only tornado warning right now that's actually in effect, remember to like and subscribe as always. We're trying to reach 100 subscribers, which are just 13 subscribers shy. We are so close. The severe risk is on the bottom right of your screen, and the latest mesoscale discussion, which was originally which has been taken down, is right on the bottom left of your screen. We're going to take a look at it real quick. As I mentioned, that favorable environment, we could be looking at a potential from EF1 to potentially EF2 or greater tornadoes, potentially even an EF3, 65 to 80 mile per hour damaging winds, and hail that could be the size of a quarter and 1 inch and 3/4 in diameter. So large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes are all on the table right now. I do not see this downtrending unless if we get cloud cover, which I do not think we have much convection out here, as far as I know. Little convection. We do have a little bit of what looks to be I can't remember what they call it, but an ignition line here. It looks to be a disturbance here that's forming. Alright, let's see if these storm chasers get any bit of a look on this storm. So the tornado is going to be located somewhere around just northwest of Platensburg. And do be aware there is a large hail core in the storm, so be extremely cautious when you're driving. If you are planning to drive through this, I would recommend not going through that. If you're driving through that, remain careful. These severe thunderstorm warnings are still in effect. You can obviously see the bow echoing segment with this, so that's quite obvious. Moving on from that, we also there's been some quite significant freezing rain being falling in this portion of mostly over here. Very significant freezing rain that's been falling over the last couple of hours that has led to, according to max velocity, over close to a half inch of ice accretion, which is easily enough to knock down trees and power lines, which has done so in some parts of Wisconsin. Still watching this thunderstorm here. This is the only one that's really the one that's rotating. I'm going to see if I can get a camera on this one, because I do have a camera slot. We're gonna attempt to find some cameras. Let me take a look real quick. So yes, a very dangerous hail core. This could be easily upgraded to probably closer to 3-inch sized hail, just given how intense this is. It's very hard to tell if there's anything on the ground because you can just see this huge splotch. However, the tornado would be located somewhere in here if there was. I don't see a debris signature, so far so good. But this thunderstorm is, depending on how fast this line of thunderstorms can get, it could either disrupt this supercell down here, or the supercell can thrive and continue to move to the north and east. It looks to me like the supercell is actually moving faster, so that's going to be an issue, and that was one of the concerns with that mesoscale discussion. If you did not read it, I forgot to read the text out loud. We could be dealing with fast-moving supercells this afternoon, and this could easily last as long as past 8 p.m. Eastern Time through 10 p.m. So this could easily be a very long night, and there could be the strongest storms are going to be located right next to the area of low pressure. So the area of low pressure is actually located right in between the four corner states. This is expected to move off to the north and east, given why there's winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings to the north. But this could be a long night, as we are in a 10% risk of tornadoes in this area, things could become very concerning very quickly. But yeah, if you are just tuning in, make sure to like and subscribe. I do appreciate it. If you are new here, please remember to like and subscribe. As you see in the chat, we are trying to reach 100 subscribers. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, okay. We got multiple storm chasers on this storm, so we should have some sort of recognition whether or not there's a tornado on the ground. It still looks like a pretty close supercell, but the actual tornado is going to be pretty much directly over Farson if there is one. That's where it would be located. And it does look like there's some pretty intense rotation here, as you can see. We could be looking at easily an EF1 tornado at over 100 miles per hour, potentially even EF2. And I don't see much in the way of a debris signature. So far so good, but we're gonna have to really rely on the storm chasers because the radar's not doing a great job. I can always smooth them out, but that's that. I would have put up this mesoscale discussion up here, only it's just for winter weather stuff like that. Yeah, we're starting to see some additional thunderstorms starting to develop. I don't think these are going to become a problem. These actually, never mind. These could become a problem. These are forecasted to potentially be dangerous, actually. Alright, so we got a bow echoing segment developing near Eddyville. I'd stay out of this. If you're driving through this, expect upwards of 60 mile per hour wind gusts and potentially some small hail in there as well. But yeah, tornado watch remains in effect for several more hours. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be right back. There we go. Excuse me. Alright, we're back at it again. So yeah, still watching this. Still has not been confirmed yet. It would have been confirmed by now if there's anything on the ground. There are several storm chasers on it. Just watching this line as it comes through. But there should be some thunderstorms once we get more towards this area later tonight for some bigger concerns. I'm going to mark this. This is going to be a zone we're really going to need to watch for any strong tornadoes. This is just the first tornado warning of the day. Little discussion. So, as you can see, I'll just make it bigger. I can easily just change it. Alright, so here's the overall outlook. So, the overall outlook is we have an enhanced risk of severe right where that spot is for the risk for the damaging winds and the tornadoes, the damaging winds, and the hail. There's a 10% hatched risk of. I'd really rather just show you guys. Let me get a different. This is gonna say live camera, so let me just fix that real quick. I'm just gonna do something real fast here. Okay. Alright, that's about as good as we're going to get. So, there's an enhanced risk of severe weather that's located in portions of southern Wisconsin. Oh, it just updated. Southeastern portions of Iowa and northern portions of Illinois, as well as it does clip just a tad of the border of between Iowa and Missouri. The tornado risk is obviously the greatest. There's a 10% risk. That's where I highlighted it being the risk, but obviously the hatch risk does extend all the way through the 2% risk, so you can really see a strong tornado anywhere in here. 5% risk is also extended as well. There is a damaging wind risk, pretty much the same as the tornado risk overall, with an enhanced risk. Obviously that is hatched. It does extend all the way back through portions of the Great Lakes region and all the way back through portions of southeastern Missouri. And then we also have the risk of hail. The hail is probably the lowest threat, but to be honest, I would have put a hatched risk over this because there is the potential with any really thunderstorm that is a supercell. That's a individual supercell has the potential to produce more than just has the potential to produce significant hail. But regardless, a slight risk of severe weather has been issued for the hail in southeastern Iowa, southern Wisconsin, western Illinois, and northeastern portions of Missouri. And that is what we're looking at. So yeah, I will get back to that live cameras. We'll use that today at some point. Oh, let me get back to where I was. All right. That tornado warning has. Let's see if we have any confirmation on it. I'm going to take a look at. Okay, it looks more healthy now. Let's see the velocities real quick. The velocities are definitely tightening. There's a bunch of storm chasers on it, so if you have the Radar Omega app, you can watch any of these storm chasers. All you have to do is click on them, and their live footage is there. It does not look we have like a tornado on the ground. It would be right there. So we have avoided the worst case scenario as far now, but this can easily get really bad as it's moving to the north and east. And these temperatures right now are fairly mild for a severe weather outbreak. They're only in the 60s, as you can see, obviously. But this is just near the warm front, obviously. So 70s down here. But as this warm front takes a track kind of like this, I think we're gonna start to see some real big improvements as far as the tornado capabilities. This storm has got the Hogekko shape on it, and We're just gonna have to watch it really closely to see if it can do anything. I think the primary thing that's keeping this thing from doing anything is primarily the dew points. The dew points are high, but I don't think they're high enough. We'll have to see if it can produce a tornado. 2-inch size hail was actually just reported in portions of Ottawa. I don't know if this was just this was not too long ago, about nearly 20 minutes ago, actually. And then we have this entire line moving through here. This has got a bow echoing segment with it, which means you're going to be dealing with some damaging winds through Bloomfield as this thing comes through. We're starting to see development on the southern end of this too, right near the warm front. These are going to be our supercells potentially as well as it goes to the north and east. But basically that's that. I really am going to try to get a live camera on Washington. It's just going to be a little bit difficult because that's typically how it is. But I'll try my best. What is this location? Just need to figure out the town real quick. Washington. I really want to get closer to it, more like Grace Hill, that area. Alright, not showing up, which is great. These are supposed to be live cameras, but they're not. Alright, this is going to become difficult. We're just going to really have to rely on how many storm chasers we have, which we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 storm chasers on this one storm, which is pretty insane, I will admit. Again, big hailstorm, obviously. Rotation still looks strong to me, and still does not look like we have a tornado on this one. I do think today is going to be that day where we do end up seeing actually tornadoes on the ground. It's just it may take a while. Alright, tornado warning on the back end of this thing has been dropped, so no longer a concern there. However, there is a ton of lightning with this storm. I meant to... Oh. Well, okay. Just 60 mile per hour wind gusts and small hail with this so far. This looks interesting to me up here, though. You kind of get that kind of hook echo look. That did not. This hook echo look. We'll see if we got any rotation on this. There could be some rotation near Fremont. There could be something here. I'm not sure, but has this just recently popped up on the radar? Not really. So I wonder if that's actually a tornado on the ground. Because we don't have any actual footage here, but obviously we have storm watchers. They're really trying to track on this one supercell thunderstorm that's just not producing anything. Rubio. That's okay. Well, alright, still golf ball size tail in this storm. Still tornado warning, so still seek shelter immediately. It looks like the rotation's starting to get strong again. That could be something trying to develop. This is just new here. I'm not fully confident that it is one yet, but it very well could be. Yeah, that's just developing, which means there actually could be a tornado on here. That is just developed. You can see that blue spot. Let's see if this gets at least observed. Okay. Alright. Let me see here. Okay. Velocity is extremely strong on here. I'm almost certain there could be a tornado on the ground here. This little blue spot here is telling me there could be something here. I would seek shelter immediately if you're in this area, in portions of Grace Hill, Talleyrand, in Iowa. I would seek shelter immediately. I think this tornado might be on the ground, and it's going to be located right in here. We'll see if this gets observed. It would not surprise me to this